I am Mexican American. I am the middle child. I have an older brother who's 2 years older than I am, and he's a firefighter. And I have a younger brother who's 5 years younger than I am, and he's also a firefighter. And we all went to Catholic school, actually here in the neighborhood, St. Paul's Elementary. And so I was always very service-oriented, especially because of my parents. That's the way that they raised me. One of the teachers came up to me and said, Danny, I see Jesus in you. And at that time, I didn't know what that meant. My heart was filled with joy, of course, but it's like, oh, how can she see Jesus in me, And I think it was more the fact that I was always helping others. I was nice to, my classmates, to other students, always trying to help them in one way or the other. And then later on, my pastor came up to me and said, Danny, have you ever thought about becoming a priest? And I said, no, but it's something that I would love to explore, And sure enough, 8th grade came and I applied to Our Lady Queen of the Angels Seminary. And I went there. But then I transferred out. I felt that maybe I was too young, And I opened my heart and said, God, if you're going to call me, you're going to give me a big sign. Or at least I want a big sign. And sure enough, I was coming to the end of my year as principal, my 9th year, and I was exhausted. I felt that it was time for me to do something else, but I didn't know. Like something was happening in my heart. And it was very, very hard for me to leave, the position as principal for 9 years. I was very attached to the school, to the community there at St. Malachy. But I knew it, my heart knew it, and I prayed. And when my pastor, Monsignor John Moreta, called me, I was praying to divine providence to place me. I wanted to do something else, but I didn't know. But I asked God in my prayer, I said, please place me somewhere where I'm going to be happy, just like I was in the Catholic schools, where I can serve people, and where I'm going to do, what you want me to do, because I know that if I do what you want me to do, then I'll be happy. It'll be filled with joy. And sure enough, but what was most captivating was this presence of this image that said to me, come. And this figure was smiling at me. And I knew from that call, kind of like a mother or somebody in your life who was a role model that said, come to me, everything's going to be okay. Come, I'll give you a hug, and you're going to be fine. And it was the image that I saw in my dream, but when I woke up, I was filled with grace. I was filled with this feeling of love. And that was the sign for me that I had been asking for. And I knew, and my heart knew it. My heart knew that God was calling me to something greater.